Why you're touching her? Stop touching her! Don't touch her, please. Do not touch her. Please, you are not the same age. Please do not touch her. Don't touch her. Please don't touch her. Please don't. Yeah, don't touch her. Don't touch her.
What's the problem? What's the problem? Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him.
Please don't touch her. Please don't touch her. Please don't touch her. No, wait,
You're not obviously used to democracy.
Do not touch her. Do not touch her.
I'm not touching
Do not
anyone.
touch her. Do not touch her.
I don't know why
Do
you
not
get-
touch her. Do not touch her.
Do you want to keep saying
Do not
that?
touch her. Do not touch her. Are you minding?
Yesterday, I released a video showing the mainland Chinese reaction to the Brendan Kavanagh versus the Chinese group. I mean, what do you want to call them? There's a lot of different things we could call them. Trust me, I see all the comments. I know that there is definitely more than meets the eye to this group, but I'm not going to get into that here. You all can see that for yourselves, and at this point, it's not a secret. Well, being that I'm living here in mainland China, I wanted to see how people here are reacting to it. Confession time, ladies and gentlemen. I typically try to avoid Chinese comment sections like the plague because I have browsed through there before on certain topics, for example, September 11th, pandemic related things, and the list could go on. And a lot of the comments I saw from mainland Chinese during those times was not only alarming, but it was also quite hurtful. And it really just sucked the joy right out of me to know that people could write such things. But with this situation regarding Brendan Kavanagh and that group of angry Chinese, I was seeing people in my comment section saying, hey, a lot of the Chinese are actually not taking the side of that Chinese group. And to be honest, I was in disbelief. I didn't believe that. So that's what caused me to want to go check it out for myself. Released a video yesterday showing the top 10 comments on a widely viewed article in China. But there were people in the comment section again saying that, oh, you didn't pick a good article. This doesn't really reflect what the Chinese are saying. I tried to view the comment section of other platforms in China, but in order to see the comments, you have to use your ID card. So for me, I would have to use my passport and create an account if I was even allowed to. And for me, just as a general rule, whether it's in China or any other country, I don't really like having to go to those lengths to be able to use some kind of internet service or an app. I think it's a bit excessive. I think it's a bit of an overreach, so that's why I avoid it. So the best thing I could do was find an article on the Chinese internet. I found the most widely viewed article that I could, went through, found the top 10 comments, did not cherry pick them. The only cherry picking that there was the fact that I picked the 10 most interacted with and most upvoted comments, which I think is the logical way to approach this. But again, based on the feedback I was getting from you guys in the comment section, I said, well, you know what? Maybe I need to go check out another source. Let me go to WeChat and see what I can find. Because keep in mind, the only thing that I want to do is see what's actually being said. There is no agenda on my part. There is no bias on my part. If the comments are good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad, and you will see them as they are. Because this is the only way to approach it, is I'm picking the 10 most upvoted comments, because in a comment section with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments, that's the most logical way to approach this. So in this video, we go to WeChat, China's most popular app. You have to have it just to be able to function in life. You use it to communicate. You use it to book train tickets, plane tickets. You can use it to call a cab. You use it to book hotels. You use it to pay for things. Basically, it's an everything app. If you've heard Elon Musk talk about it, he said he would like to turn Twitter or X into something similar. So I found a video of this situation on WeChat that had gotten a lot of views. I went to the comment section, and fortunately, I was actually able to see the comments. Now, granted, I do have a WeChat account because in China, you basically have to have one to be able to function in society and daily life. So we're going to go through these top 10 comments. These are a lot shorter and more concise than the last video, but they're also mind-blowing. I've got to be honest, these comments really surprised me, and I think they're going to surprise you as well, and you need to hear this, guys, because it's really easy for a situation like this to kind of get blown out of proportion and to create a lot of animosity where maybe there doesn't need to be as much as you think. And I'm not referring to that group of what seemed to me to be a group of entitled brats there at St. Pancras Station. They came across to me as extremely entitled, unreasonable, and annoying. But I'm saying I also have seen a lot of comments that are kind of lumping all of Chinese people into that same batch, and you need to see these comments before you draw such conclusions, because what you're about to hear might surprise you. So I found the top 10 comments. We're going to start with the most upvoted comment first. Number 1, and keep in mind I had to translate all of these from Chinese to English. You go to the UK and ask others to abide by what you claim are the rules of China? Number 2, you've made us lose face and brought shame upon us in front of the whole world. Number 3, how strange. You walked over there by yourself. Number 4, they didn't film her. She walked into the shot herself. Number 5, why go to a public place if you're wanting to do a private shoot? Number 6, don't touch her. That was quite a venomous line. Chinese tips on how to quarrel. Number 7, you said you're a foreigner, so why are you holding the Chinese flag? They didn't take any video of your performance. Number 8, sorry, but I want to ask, if you want to shoot private videos, why don't you go find a place where there are no people to do it? If you shoot in a public place, you should expect that someone might catch you in their pictures or videos. This is the era of self-media. In fact, you also wanted to use that piano, but unfortunately you ran into a foreign self-media blogger who was taking advantage of that particular public resource to live stream that day. You ended up having to wait a long time, so problems ensued. And then there's the last sentence that I can read it, but I don't really get what she's saying. I translated it like this. There's no such thing as being patriotic or unpatriotic, peaceful or not peaceful. So if we have any native Mandarin speakers out there that can help me get the context on that last sentence in her comment, I would really appreciate that. The one where it says, 不存在爱不爱国和不和平的事情. Comment number 9. Don't embarrass the Chinese people anymore. Otherwise, how will people study abroad? My goodness. And on this particular comment, I included one of the replies because it kind of hit me. Just listen. This person replied, British people know that not all of us Chinese are like that. And guys, that comment really got me. Because yes, that group at the station, they were obviously a group of douchebags. But we have to be careful because they do not reflect or represent Chinese people as a whole. And last but not least, comment number 10. These people are just causing trouble for no reason. Stop making excuses. So, there you have it. Now we've taken a look at an article that was widely viewed in China about the situation. And then here we've gone to China's most popular app, WeChat, and we looked in the comments section of an actual video of the encounter. I'll be honest with you guys, these comments are not what I expected. And I have seen a few of you in the comment section saying that I'm trying to cherry pick comments that just make the Chinese look good. Well, you couldn't be further from the truth. Like I said, I initially expected to see the Chinese siding with the other Chinese and kind of joining into the nationalist fervor and turning this into an us versus them kind of situation, which, to be fair, is quite common in China. But this situation is truly surprising me. And my takeaway after making these two videos is that it seems like a lot of Chinese people here in the mainland who have watched these videos and at least sort of followed the situation with Brendan Kavanagh and that Chinese group there at the train station in London, it seems that a common sentiment amongst the mainland Chinese is they feel that this group is causing China to lose face and negatively impacting all Chinese. It's also showing me that the Chinese are handling this with a pretty good sense of humor. And when I say that, I mean they're not taking the side of that Chinese group. They're basically turning them into a meme, especially Mr. Don't touch her!
Don't touch her!
And beyond that, from looking through these comment sections, it seems like the top comments, or the most highly upvoted comments, have for the most part been pretty rational, mature, and reasonable. So that's going to wrap it up for this topic. I hope you all have found this interesting. If you'd like to learn more about WeChat and what it is, just go do a Google search. You can learn a lot about it. It's basically the everything app in China. And also, obviously, I can't get to every comment, but I do read through them as much as I can. And I see a lot of the things you all say, a lot of the questions you ask. I've seen a few people ask me, why am I living here in China? Well, that's all a really long story, but I will say this. If you would like to learn more about me, and if you would like to follow my adventure, please consider subscribing to the channel. Generally, I do travel videos. I go to a lot of different places around China. And also, when I get the chance and have the free time, I get out of China and do a little roaming in some other countries in the region as well. But I do love the comments, guys. It's pretty amazing just reading through the comments when you see who's there. I mean, I get comments that get me laughing. I get comments that I learn things from. I read such interesting experiences from some of you all out there who are willing to kind of share your story and tell a bit about yourself. And I want to say I really appreciate it. I love it. And for anyone who's supporting my channel, I want to give you a sincere, heartfelt thanks. And if you want to go the extra mile in supporting what I do have a Patreon page as well as a Buy Me a Coffee. So I hope you'll stay tuned for what's next. And until then, take care of yourselves, and we will catch you all in the next video. 下次再见.
I'm sorry, this is the end of the conversation.